So, question 2, we're going the other way around. We're taking the fully expanded form and we're bringing it all the way back to standard form. So to do that, you're going to do it the exact same way that we would if we were just doing regular multiplying. First thing we got to do is get rid of these exponents to make the numbers into numbers that we understand, and then just multiply them out and add them together. So, 3 times 10 to the 4, what is 10 to the 4? This way I do it in reverse. I put a 1 and I put that many zeros. There's 4, so I put 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 3 times, now I worry about that 10 to the 3. It's a 1 with 3 zeros. Again, you could just go 10 times 10 times 10 in your calculator and see what it gets you, but this shortcut's going to save you a lot of time. But it's good to understand what that actually means, which is 10 times itself 3 times. 5 times 10 squared is going to be 5 times 100, again 2 zeros, plus 4 times 10 to the 1, which is 4 times 10, plus 2. Now, order of operations matters. You can't just start smashing all this stuff in. Solve it piece by piece. Solve each multiplied section together before we do all of our adding. So, 3 times 10,000, that's going to give me 30,000. Plus 3 times 1,000 is going to give me 3,000. Plus 5 times 100 is going to give me 500. Plus 40 plus 2. Now hopefully you can see that each section just came from each spot. This from here, that from there, and this guy just stayed the same. Next we just add them up. 30,000 plus 3,000 is 33,000. Plus 500 is 33,500. Plus 40 and 2 is 33,542. Not too bad. I'm going to now, or B is going to work the exact same way. C is going to work sort of close. I'm going to go all the way to D for my next one. I've chosen D because it leaves a lot of them out. So if there are omitted powers of 10, if that means there's powers of 10 that are missing, you're going to have some zeros in your number. And it's important that you don't just forget about the zeros and just keep moving on with your other numbers, because they would look a lot different, and I'll show you what I mean. So for D, we have 5 times 10 to the 5 plus 7 times 10 squared plus 4 times 10 to the 1. Now, what I was talking about is we have a power of 5, we do not have a power of 4, we do not have a power of 3, and the next one we have is a power of 2. That means that between the 5 and the 7, there will be some zeros. The 10 to the power of 4 spot will be a 0. The 10 to the power of 3 spot will be a 0. That will make sense in a second. But generally speaking, we still just do it the way we did it before, and it won't make a difference. 5 times 10 to the 5, that's a 1 with 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 7 times 100, that's a 10, or 1 with 2 zeros. Plus 4 times 10. Now we do our multiplying. 5 times 100,000 is 500,000. Plus 7 times 100 is 700. Plus 4 times 10 is 40. It's not a G, that's a 0. Equals 500,740. Now you can see there's some zeros here. The 10 to the 5 spot, which is the 100,000 spot, has a 5 in it. The 10 to the 4 spot, 0, because it's not mentioned up here. The 10 to the 3 spot, still not mentioned, it's a 0 as well. 10 squared spot, that's the hundreds, there's a 7, just like we had up here. And the next one over is a 4, just like we had here. And then there is no just regular ones number, so we have another 0 at the end. If you just smash the numbers together, well, there's a 5, a 7, and a 4, you might end up with something like 574,000, which is wrong, or you might have ended up with just like 574 or 5,740. All of these are wrong. It is important that you be careful and do that. So some of you who speedsters who end up skipping this step and skipping this step, you might run into those problems. Whereas if you just show every step, you really just have to be able to multiply and add. You don't have to be able to do anything too fancy. So keep that in mind when you're working on your quiz.